question, the better question is if they can hear you. Let me
Oh
see.
yeah. Oh, my mic is all the way on the floor.
No, you sound fine, but I'm just gonna make sure that say something.
I hope it's using the right mic.
Yeah, you're coming in the stream. Super, I love you.
Okay.
You are super.
You guys are super. My mic is all the way on the floor. I hope it can pick me up.
Yeah, it picks you up.
Okay, I'm gonna pull out this binder here, guys. Right here. Once I pick this out, it's gonna a bunch of things are gonna fall because it's
Thank you.
pretty jam-packed in there. But I really want to show this off because I never get to show this off. But just un momento, if you guys would let me. We're gonna talk about some pretty important, serious stuff. Woo! Let me just fall. As I know it. Look at this big fat boy. This big fat boy. I love this boy. I don't really. This is truly something beautiful. I don't know if you guys have a plan. I like to ask people a random question every once in a while. Okay, you're at home, you're in bed, minding your business. House is on fire. You have 7 minutes to get out the most important things. Right? Not only what are you gonna get up, but what is your plan? Do you have a strategy on how to save your stuff? I have a strategy. If I was at home, God, I would hate for my house to catch on fire and I was at home. That would be the most tragic thing. Like truly, just take me. I need to be home if my house ever catch on fire. I have a plan. But look at this bad boy. Let me open this bad boy up. This is a little binder with all my number one of the Teen Titans. This is the original first appearance of the first three. But look at all these books. This is an original. The first appearance of Beast Boy when he met the Teen Titans. This came out when 1966. Right? Hold on. Un memento. I'm just gonna flip through it so you guys can see. I don't know how much the chat can see, but look at all these. These are all number ones. Look at that. This series, oh gas. Look at that. Teen Titans Go, first issue, original. Look at all these. It's blank. Oh yeah. Titans! These are original Titan number ones, all of these. The whole binder is full of stuff. Oh, this one moves. You probably can't see it on stream, but it
Yeah,
moves.
we see it.
Right?
Holographic.
Look at this. I got more. I got the whole binder is full. Look at this. The original first appearance of Red X. Red X was only introduced in the comics like 3 years ago, maybe 4.
What?
He, yeah, he was only introduced. When did this come out? It doesn't have a year on it. But he was only introduced like about 3 years ago. I don't think it was before.
Wow.
Yeah. So he was only from the animated series, and they brought him in 3 years ago. Look at this cover. Gas. Look at that. Look at him on the cover right there. Gas. I love this cover. This is my perfect lineup of the Titans, right? Of what a new original team. It's the original team, but with the inclusion of Bumblebee. I think Bumblebee's a perfect character to add to the original core 5.
She
I
is.
love her.
She is. Yeah, that is very
Look how
true.
Gas Jim Lee original art for these Titans. Look at that one. They finally got their first run. I could talk about this run for about an hour, but all the mistakes they made. All the
Oh,
mistakes. Look at that. Teen Titans Go. I'm a real fan, okay? This is the number one. If there's a Titans book coming out, I'm buying it. I don't care about the hate. I'm buying it. Teen Titans Go number one, right? And this is like when they did like the the bisexual Titans, all the trans Titans and from a different universe. I still got it. And this is the Titans when they did the Titans TV show. They made their own comic. I
get
got that.
you're dedicated. I'll tell you that much.
Mm-hmm. Look at that. And this is one of them, right? So these are all number one, right? And the second binder that I have right behind me, I think there's more number ones on there, but it's like just cool covers that I've bought. All right. Let me just show you real quick. Sorry. This is really important. This one's even bigger. Look how big this thing is. Oh, ooh, huge. Hold on. Let me open this bad boy up. Look at that. Yeah. Number one. I'm reading this original series right now. It's crazy. It's crazy, actually. Yeah, it's just
It's
a bunch of
mm-hmm.
cool. There's some number ones in here, but just cool titles. But I think these are all number ones. Look at that. Secret Files, Titans for Hire. Look at that. Look at that, bro. It's a Doom Patrol. It's a
Is
Justice League.
that
And a
Donut
Titan.
Robin?
Ooh, Donut Robin.
I mean, that when he's wearing those
Yeah, the Tidy Whitey.
I call him the Donut Robin. Holy
Mm-hmm.
donuts,
Bro, look how gas this cover is. Superboy and
Superboy.
Wonder Girl. Oh my God,
Makes
gas! What a
sense.
run!
Makes sense.
What a run! Truly amazing. You see, we got an original Tales of the Titans. Okay, look. So these came out in the what? The 70s, the 60s. My headphones are falling off. Right. So they did these in the 60s. Right. So there's the Tale of the Titans. Right. There's four because there's Cyborg, Raven, and then there's Beast Boy and Starfire. Back then, those were new characters, and they didn't have their own line. But I think like 2 years ago, I'm gonna skip a few pages. Right. Let's quickly. Ooh, look at this. Beast Boy #1, bro. Look how gas he is. Beast Boy's my favorite DC Comics character. This is my favorite poster. I would put this in a poster, like actually. I would hang this on my wall. Look at them.
Mm.
Again, this is a beautiful art, but I have so many problems with it. But okay, so as I was saying, so those characters were old, I mean new, and they wanted to do Tales of Titans. So 2 years ago, they did the first time they redid the Tales of the Titans, a new one, and there's one for Starfire. They try to mimic the covers, Starfire, Raven, right? And then there's one for Donna Troy and Beast Boy. Cyborg did not get one because he had his own comic line at the time. 2 years ago, he had his own 6-issue miniseries. Very cool. I actually hate this artist. She makes everybody look fat. I hate it. Look at that. Look at them all in their Christmas family photo. I had to fight for this one. I bought a lot of these off eBay. Make that super clear. I love eBay. eBay is gas. Oh, I just bought this at a comic store. Look at that. Red X versus Nightwing. Yo, come on. Come on. Who's doing it like the Titans? Nobody. Nobody. And then
It could
this
have
is cool.
been. It could have been. What's that group called? The one with the dinosaur. You know who it
Okay.
is. You know who it is. They have a
I
they
feel
have a
no.
girl who can control a dinosaur.
Oh, the Runaways?
The
No, they're not on the Titans.
Runaways.
No. They're not on the Titans.
I know. I'm saying they could have. They could have.
No. The Runaways are way more like X-Men.
Really?
Like yeah, they're way more X-Men. But they're not like superheroes. The Titans are probably superheroes. The Runaways are not superheroes by any means.
Mm.
They're very much like a group of kids. A lot of them had either mutant abilities or like magic abilities or like science smarts, but they weren't like superheroes in any way. That was not their brand. Um, and that show, oh, we're not getting into that.
They had a
Let's get
show.
back to the main. They had 3 seasons. Kind of a big show, not a big show, but a show. They had a show for 3 seasons. You know who was on it? The guy from Wizards of Waverly Place. Remember the guy who dated Alex Russo, the werewolf? He was like the main
Oh,
character.
oh, he was in a lot of stuff.
That
I'm not
British person.
surprised. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a lot of stuff. Yeah. I mean, this show's a bit older. It would have been like between 2015 to 2017, maybe.
Wow.
Um, yeah, they had 3 seasons.
I never heard.
Yeah, and there was a show for Cloak and Dagger. Cloak and Dagger had 2 seasons, and they had a crossover. Runaways and Cloak and
Dang.
Dagger.
I wonder what happened. It's probably bad.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably bad. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
Titans.
yeah.
You,
Worse.
oh.
Actually, I don't know. These are all bad TV. Listen,
Okay.
I love a good show, but these are bad shows.
Okay.
Titans is real bad.
Okay. Titans, Runaways, and wait, no, I think you like it. It might not count, but the what's the name of the group that Beast Boy used to be with before he came to the Titans?
Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol's the best of the three, easily. Doom
Oh,
Patrol's actually really good.
okay.
Doom Patrol's an actually good show, real good show. Titans is just, I don't know. I think Titans is the worst of the three for sure.
Oh, Titans is
For
the worst.
sure.
Okay.
Titans is the worst. Runaways had there was something about Runaways, but the whole thing I don't know how the comic went, but the whole like premise of Runaways was the show. There was the parents who were like super villains,
Yeah.
right? And then there was like the teenagers who were dealing with the ramifications of what their parents were doing.
Yeah.
Right? And they're trying to fix their parents' problems. They're trying to separate themselves, but they don't want to be like their parents. Right? And the parents storyline was pretty good. The parents were good. Like they were better actors, they had a good storyline. So like watching it for that was good. You know? And then I didn't hate all the kids. Some of the kids are atrocious. But like the main kid, I think his name was Alex actually, the main kid. The light skinned kid was super smart. He was cool. A lot of the kids, a lot of their stuff were pretty cool. The goth girl with the magic, she was cool. Nico Minora. They might add her in Rivals. I would be not be shocked if they add her in Rivals. But she's in the current comics for Ultimates. But yeah. But yeah, no, Titans is definitely the worst. Like, oh man, I'm actually embarrassed. Oh god. And start.
And start. Nah, we're just gonna be chill. So today, guys. Oh, okay. I did not mean for that to block my entire face. Hold up. All right. So today, guys, we are going to be talking about the announcement of the new Steam hardware, which came out yesterday.
Yeah, they announced it yesterday. It's not out
Yeah.
yet, obviously.
I mean, yeah, they
They
announced it
announced it.
yesterday. It's going to be coming out sometime next year. And don't put that up here. We're
Sponsor us.
not. No, we're 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 not. Anyways. Um. So they announced four.
Three.
Giving you alert. Hi Jordan. So they announced four pieces of hardware. We got a VR headset.
Three.
A four. Yeah, I'm including the controller because it's standalone. That's four.
It's three.
Okay. Sorry. I'm looking at the Steam Deck on the picture as if it was four. So yeah, three. So we have the controller, new controller. We have the new SteamMachine, which is like your console, but um and then we have our VR headset. So yeah. Who wants to go first?
Initial impressions. I want to talk about initial impressions, right?
What are your impressions?
When I saw this thing, my mind was dumbfounded. It was like watching the reveal of the iPhone. Like literally, my mind was blown to pieces.
Yeah.
I was so in shock of that. Valve is doing this because we talked about this
Yeah.
on off stream. About a month ago about what's going to be new for gaming industry, and the fact that Valve is doing this blew my mind. That's A. Hey, I'm on record on Google. You can look me up 4 months ago. We were talking about something Xbox related, right? We were talking about what the future of Xbox could be, right? For the next console of this console PC hybrid.
Jordan, you
And when I
stay.
mentioned that a few months ago, that was still very quietly being talked about. Now it's much more common ground. Everyone is saying that. And for the fact that Valve is like, oh, you mean like this? It's like Xbox better be quaking in their
Mm-hmm.
boots. Quaking. Granted, I'm rubbing it right now. I'm rubbing it right now. I will still talk about what Xbox can do, what benefit they have, right? There still is a way for Xbox, but wow, I know Xbox is like, there's no way they're doing this to us. There's no way they're doing this to us. I'm not gonna talk about Nintendo so much. PlayStation, Nintendo is Nintendo. They have all the problems and all the great things over there. But when it comes to PlayStation, I don't know. I don't think they're scared. It's a different market to an extent, but I'm sure they're interested. They're definitely looking at it, especially if the reports are true that the next PS6 will be two models, like a console proper, and if they're gonna have like essentially bring back the PSP. It'll be more like the Steam Deck type of thing
Mm.
that can connect, like a Steam Deck Switch thing. Right? It's a full console, mobile console that can connect to a dock, right? excuse me. If those are the case, I'm sure PlayStation's like, dang, like Valve is out here. That was
Yes,
my initial perspective. I have
super.
a lot more to say, but
Yes, super. Break it down for us, comments. You should have my stream open so you can look at the comments.
um, I just
And
want to be like in the tune,
okay,
in tuned, with, you know.
sure. But no, yeah, I agree. So like the thing with them is that yeah, the consoles, I feel like the consoles, even Xbox to a certain extent, even though they are the most threatened, I feel like because of what Steam is going to be pricing this as and who they are marketing this. So where'd you go?
I'm listening. I was grabbing my tablet, so
Oh, so there was who
oh,
they're super got some large dimples now.
thank you.
What is the point of this? Steam is bored. Oh, well, I mean, in a way, but basically, I don't think this is really okay. When it came out, I was just as shocked. We were both shocked. I texted you and I was like, "Bro, you called this," because he brought it up many times, and it was very big. It was very shocking, but I think this isn't necessarily a threat, only because of what Valve is and how they market and who this is for. This is definitely for entry level PC, like people that want to get into PC but don't want to be like, building a PC because that's very complicated, or necessarily having to go out and buy a pre-built PC because there's a big stigma against pre-built PCs, and it's depending on who you get or who you go to, it could be good, it could be
Cares?
bad. Huh?
Who cares about a stigma against pre-built
No,
PC?
it's a valid stigma because because when you get a pre-built PC, a lot of the parts are not either official or they're cutbacks. Like they'll say, "Oh, you're getting an NVM2," but it's not true. It's some sort of third rate, not even close to anything near what they market it as. So it's a gamble, you know? So something like this coming from Valve, holders of Steam, doing really good. Like they've done stuff like this before. Like they had the Z line that was made by other manufacturers and stuff. But so I think this is just for those people that want to get into PC gaming, but without having to go the whole way. And it's also not really marketed against consoles, even though it looks like it. So this, as far as price point, I think it's gonna be around $500 to $700. That's what I think it was going to be. It's not gonna be 1,000. I watched multiple videos on the parts, even and I looked at the broken down list by Gamers Nexus, whatever. Only one part is semi custom. Only one. So this is definitely $500 to $700 for sure between that. But yeah, but I don't think this is a threat to PlayStation. They're gonna be looking at it. Yeah. I think this is just for people to get into it and dedicated peepers of Steam. People of Steam and enthusiasts.
Okay. Do you want me to answer? Do you want me to talk about the pricing aspect first? Do you want me to talk about who this is for?
Whatever. I did both. Go about it how you want.
It's just a lot. It's just a big thing about
It
all
is
this.
it is a big
Okay.
thing.
Okay, so I was really trying to sit back and think, and I watch a lot of content about people talking about this particular device, three devices, right, and what to expect. Um, okay, how do I start? I'm gonna first say I don't think there's no way this thing is less than $800. I don't. I don't think it's less than 800. I think 800 is a beautiful dream. I think it's a beautiful dream to be 800. I think it's realistic to be 999. To be the reason why I say that is because from the stuff that I've seen, when I was first initially watching it, I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna have all this cutting edge stuff. No, they're not. They're having quite a bit of old technology, right? We haven't talked about the VR headset, but the VR is running the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 from the S24 line, right? Um, it is running older tech, and they're saying, PCs with this type of tech, comparatively, those things are going minimum $700, right? Comparatively. Now we could say maybe Valve wants to be competitive, right? And let's say they're going to eat the cost because that was like the big thing for console gaming for so long that the whole point is to get in the house and they're going to make their money back through software, from people buying games, playing services like Fortnite or whatever, right? And they get those microtransactions. That's how Microsoft and PlayStation get their money back. And at the end of the day, if you're buying a game through Steam, Steam is eating that. They're getting that. They get 30% of everything. That's why Epic became Epic the way they were. Their split share is way too much. 30%. People are saying the thing about Apple. 30% is way too much. It is. It's true. But hey, at least Steam is doing something with that money. You know, like they're making all this new tech, right? Um, so I don't see this being less than $800. I really don't. Like we want to compare it to a console, but also don't want to compare it to a console, right? For them to like boldly state like you can plug this in your television, right? And it's supposed to have like a controller that you can turn on and play, quick resume, to make it all. At the end of the day, it's easy access PC, but it's supposed to be like everything's about gaming. Everything is streamlined for gaming for this particular device, even though it is a full PC. They want to hit that market. They are actively trying to hit the market that PlayStation, Xbox, and even Nintendo are sitting in. Right. The only reason why it's not really affecting Nintendo because Nintendo games can only be on Nintendo. Right. Whereas PlayStation and Xbox are becoming more available, at least on PC. Right. A lot of games are going to PC on PlayStation day one, or they're going a year later. You can play Spider Man. You can play Last of Us. You can play Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, Ghost of Yote's not on there, but it will be there in about a year. There are other games to play in between now and then, right? And the new games, Helldivers, that came day one. Marathon, whenever that comes out, that'll be day one, right? Um, so Concord was day one on PC, right? I think they're absolutely going for that market. They absolutely are going for that market. So I don't. Oh, sorry. If we go back 5 years ago, these consoles were $500 then. They're not $500 now. The base PlayStation 5 is 550. It's gone up, right? Or is it 600? I forget. And the base Xbox is 650. It's gone up $150 since it's originally released. So that 500 mark range is just out of there. And those devices will be older and are technically running older tech than this little Steam machine is, and they're still charging at 650, right? Not to make it political, but tariffs are a real thing. These parts are expensive. They're getting them overseas. They're not making them everything here, right? It's part of the
Hi,
cost,
Riker.
the rising cost of these devices. So I don't think 500 that five. It started with a 5 point blank. Now comparing it to other devices in the market, 750, 800. I think that's more. 799. I think that's reasonable, right? Because at the end of the day, you're playing. I don't think it's a 1080. It's not 4K, but what's below 4K, like 2160.
Hmm.
If they think everything's upscaled, right? There's a bunch of upscaling on this device to make it 4K, which is what AI should be used for. One of the great features of AI. So I don't know. I don't think. And the reason that makes it more difficult of how much it's gonna cost is because of the VR. You know, where where is the VR gonna sit into the bracket, right? Because it is both an accessory to the Steam Machine and the Steam Deck, but it's also a standalone device completely. So how do you price it, right? Can Steam, I know they're big, like they're the Coca Cola on the Netflix of PC gaming. There's a big brand. Um, but can they eat enough of a cost to fight Meta and Facebook? There's a reason why Facebook can release the Quest for $500. It's the most popular reason mainly because of that price point. That price point, and it originally didn't come out at 500. The Quest 3 was originally 400 or 450 when it originally came out. That price point was so attractive to people. They're like, okay, great. I'm not talking about, when it comes to the Vision Pro and the new Galaxy XR, those are different devices going for different audiences. But this device is specifically going for the Quest, directly for the Quest. Mark Zuckerberg needs to be more worried about this than the Apple Vision Pro, which was $3,500. And people are already saying this is better than the Quest. Okay, great. But is it going to be the Quest price or match it? Is it going to be the Quest price or match it?
Mm-mm.
Is this thing going to be $500? I think this type of device might be more expensive than the SteamMachine.
Oh,
And
100%.
I'm saying the SteamMachine is minimum $799, minimum, right? Mind you, let's look back again. The Steam Deck right now is going for $450, right? I think it's $450 to buy it. They said this thing is 6 times more powerful. They're not gonna sell it for $500. Oh yeah, you can get a handheld for $450, or you can get a whole brick that does way more stuff for $50 more. That's not happening. So 500 is just out of the picture, completely, 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 completely. That's
I
not in the picture.
I don't think it's completely out of the picture because you can make. Now, I know the convenience. I know the convenience, but you can, and there already has been PCs this size, similar in hardware, that does the same, if not better, output for $500. So, like within the 500 to 700 range.
You know how we talk about like the Apple tax, like people slap an Apple logo and things go more expensive?
Yeah, but
That's the case for any type of brand. Any brand has a tax.
okay,
Every single brand has a tax. Valve has a brand too. Their brand, their logo is going to be more expensive. So to compare it to something that you can get for parts, make to yourself versus a pre-made thing that's with their logo, it's going to be more expensive. It's not going to be 500. There's no way in hell. No way in hell.
but once again, it's a range. It's between
No, the range does not start at 5. The range does not start at 5. The minimum you can say is 6. The minimum of the range is 6, not 5. There's no way. Not even. I would even say 599. 601 is the range.
601.
601 to $1,200 is the range.
Okay, we'll see when it comes out. I see your point. I do. But I'm just because the things with PCs, it's just I don't know. I don't know. Valve is too they're too weird to read. Like a big part of me wants to be like they would do that because they just genuinely have this pull. Like they genuinely try to do the best for the consumer while still giving you quality, right? They take their time and all that jazz, this, that, and the third. So I want to say it will be around there, but I don't know. They are a business, and like everything else, you never give, but like too much benefit of the doubt. They could easily, do this for like 1,000, whatever. But we'll see. We'll see. It would shock me if it was over 700. It would shock me a little bit. I'd be like, I saw your parts. I've seen your
I don't
parts.
know.
Hmm?
I don't know. It should be shocking.
It
I,
it
I'm
it
gonna
it,
go.
it
I'm
would a
gonna
little.
start 799, 800 is the number. I think. I don't think they should 799, and then if they bundle it with the controller, 899. I think the controller is $100. I was trying to think about it, but like, okay, maybe the controller is expensive. But like, the Steam Deck did come at a very competitive, reasonably priced. But this was years ago, before all these things happened. But I'm like, if we're gonna compare it to a base controller that you're getting for $80 right now, and we're gonna talk about more premium tier controllers of the pros and these elites, those are going for $250, $300, right?
I will
Yeah,
say the
I think it's.
controller. Yeah, I will say the controller would be. I mean, No, yeah,
That
I would
controller's
say
not $70. It's not $70
no,
for a controller.
I will say that it would be censored solely, like, besides the touch capacitive stuff, because they've had that technology with their last controller, like, that's not new. The touch pads in the back and the mouse, that's not new. It's been on the Steam Deck and it wasn't their last controller. But solely because of the magnetic thumbsticks, which is better than hollow effect sticks, and it's soldered on, that I learned. I was like, you're not, because they're so confident in it that you don't need to change them, that they soldered it onto the board of the controller. That alone makes it like 80, $100, I think.
I think I think the console $799 minimum, minimum $899 with the controller. Maybe they'll do a bundle. It'll be 850, 849. You know, you can, if you buy them together, you get the controller half off or whatever.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't see a world where this is meant lower than $799. I don't see it.
So what do you think this is for?
What do you mean?
Like the whole marketing scheme and everything like that. Like, who do you think this is for? Like, who are they trying to pull for this?
Oh, okay, I think you're right. This is for the community of people who want the ease of access of PC gaming that's plug in and play. The reason why well, I'm still a console gamer, a lot of people still console gamers, they don't want to be dealing with all the ups and downs of PC gaming. I mean, with this device, you will still have that. You'll still, but it's still PC gaming at its heart. So you're still gonna have all these things about downloading shaders and updating drivers, XYZ, and all this stuff. All these problems that PC gaming has. It's gotten better. It's certainly gotten better, and we'll see. And then Steam has been really great. You know, at least with Steam Deck, when they're like, "Oh, Steam Deck verified," right? So this device will work perfectly for this type of. This game will work perfectly for this device. So and they've already announced they're gonna have one for the SteamMachine and the Steam Frame, right? I love all the names. I love all the names.
Hmm.
The names are great. SteamMachine. Um, they said they're, you know, and developers, I think they will work with Steam in that sense because Steam is, you know, the Coca Cola of PC gaming. It's the biggest brand, right? Yeah, there are other launchers, but no one's doing it like Steam. Steam is the launcher, so it's for the people who, you know, want the ease of access of PC gaming, but don't want the struggles of PC gaming. And if Steam can create their own, you know, people watch all these videos, they're talking about the Proton software or whatever, and Steam has their own OS. But from my understanding, Steam has like this operating system that through the Steam Deck that you can fully use that doesn't require you to go out into like the dashboard of what Linux is, you know, to download stuff. You can do everything through the Steam operating system. And that's essentially what you do on your Xbox and your PlayStation, right? You're doing everything through Sony software and Xbox software. You're not pulling a third party thing to be like, oh, like, okay, I can download games through the Microsoft Store, but if I want to download YouTube or whatever, or download Netflix, I have to go through another service completely, sideload to me completely, open it up so I can watch Netflix on my Xbox, right? So if Steam can really optimize for everything to be on this device, like if I purchase this thing to be fully for gaming purposes, and not worrying about the PC side of it, and I don't have to. There's no reason where I'm forced to get out of the gaming experience OS to go into there, and then, you know, I'm playing games that are Steam Machine verified. I think this would be a perfect device. I think for it is, and I think it'll be for those people who want that experience, who've heard about these big games that just are not on console, right? Like this Deadlock game, right? So if Deadlock comes out, you know, people might get will also have more access to VR. You know, people know like, oh, VR is the place to play. PC is the place to play VR games, right? Well, now you can have access to that more so than you can on your PlayStation or Xbox.
Yes, Deadlock.
Completely. You good?
Yeah, if when you hear that, I'm just replying to chat, so I don't interrupt you.
That Deadlock. Yeah, third Deadlock. Y'all
Yep.
be playing that? Don't act like y'all don't be playing that.
They hate it. They hate it. I've played it.
um, I love the idea of the Steam Machine. I do. I love it. And Xbox better be scared. I think they should be scared.
That is another thing with Xbox, because like since they're trying to do the whole integration thing, which technically Steam beat them to it, technically. Um, it's gonna be really interesting because it's going to be on another level. I was talking about this with my brother earlier. It's going to be more of an OS thing because the Steam is being made off of Linux and ARM infrastructure, not Windows. And a lot of people in the PC gaming space and developers, they hate trying to work and develop things on Windows. And I don't know if that's part of the PC issue with optimization and issues, if it's because of Windows, but I feel like this will be a great way to sort of introduce an alternative. Linux has been there for years, and it has its little community, and people swear by it. But the problem with Linux was that it wasn't easy to just open an app, download Chrome or whatever you need and just use it. There was a bunch of like quirks here and there. But I feel like because the Steam Machine is a PC as well, you will be able to plug a mouse and a keyboard to it and do desktop gaming and also use it as a computer. If they've really streamlined that OS, like this is where the real threat is going to come for Microsoft, because screw Xbox right now. Microsoft. This is going to introduce Linux versus Microsoft again, and there's already a good amount of people and developers that are like, we don't like Windows. It's been issues for years. It's causing so many problems with ray tracing. Then you have the Linux infrastructure, which is much easier, much more streamlined, less intensive, and now they're making it more accessible. Like I just can't. I'm just so curious what's gonna happen like in the next. I don't even want to say 5 years, maybe like 3 years of what's going to evolve. Will we have more products, more stuff with this OS system? Like this is like super reaching, but I really feel like if they do it well, this could do a huge shift in like just the gaming landscape as a whole.
The biggest thing, the truly the biggest thing for that to happen is one thing. There's one thing that Valve needs to do that they haven't done in the past 3 years to make that happen. But before I can even say what that thing is, let's go back 3 years. Let's talk about the Steam Deck, right? The Steam Deck has been about for 3 years now. Very popular device. In a small community, but very popular device. The device sold about 1.5 million units. That's something to that's something to like spit at. It's a good respectable number.
Yeah.
Right? Let's say 1 mil. But let's be clear, that 1.5 mil was essentially sold through word of mouth. And it was, because you can only buy the Steam Deck through Steam's stores officially.
Hmm.
You can't walk into Target or Best Buy or Walmart, see a Steam Deck, and say, "What is that? Let me buy that." The people who want a Steam Deck know about a Steam Deck because they follow the game community or they heard of a friend who introduced them to the Steam Deck,
Yeah.
and it grew to that sense. Valve needs to get these new devices, all four, include the controller, the headset, the Steam Machine, and the Steam Deck, into stores. They get these things into stores because I'm sure there's lots of people who only know about these two devices, the Xbox and the PlayStation. They don't know that Steam, I'm sure that they're heard of PC gaming, but they don't know that Steam is and Valve is a player available to them. I shop at Sam's Club. When I go to Sam's Club, I can see the LG devices. At Best Buy, you see the LG handhelds and the Lenovo devices. They're there. They have
Yeah.
like not one you can use. I know I've used one before, but they have like the stock one, the plastic one, or the one that they can use. And I don't know how much they'll sell, but I'm sure they've got a lot more sales of people walking in like, oh my god, what is this thing? They probably haven't even heard of a Steam Deck, but they're like, oh my god, I can play like PC games with this thing. It's pretty cool. Whatever, whatever. Like on the go. I can play full games on the go. That's the dream of people want, and it worked. It's revolutionized the industry since Steam has released a device. Steam needs to work with the retailers. Valve needs to work with the retailers, get the device in retailers. It's more accessible to more people, more eyes on it. What you're talking about is true. It'll happen. This race of excuse me, of what Linux and Microsoft has had for, not even a race. I mean, Windows has beaten Linux. Let's keep it
Yeah.
a stack. But like this conversation of what Windows and Linux will come back and what Linux can do, right? It'll definitely come back. People, the reason why, in this market, in this US market, everything goes to Apple first is because there's more people using Apple devices at the end of the day, right? People go where the audience is. Developers go where the audience is. If more people have Steam devices, more stuff will be Steam verified. More stuff will be SteamMachine verified. More things will be coming out for that. More people would want to work to make that operating system even better. Valve needs to get these devices in stores.
Well,
That's how they can really start sweating Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation. At the end of the day, right now, Steam is only available on Steam. You can go on Amazon try to buy Steam Deck, but it's gonna be about $800. But it's like a reseller, you
yeah,
know. If you
yeah.
start looking it up, and you can get like Steam accessories, like a case or whatever on Amazon. But they're not under retail. You can only buy it, and they've been very successful to their standards. They've been successful enough. They're like, hey, let's make 3 more devices. You know.
Let me see something real quick. Just want to see something. Stop texting me. Come on, Steam. Do they sell the controller? At best, they don't. Okay. Okay. That is their biggest problem. The single most biggest problem is that they are very much, they love that. They love that so much. The word of mouth, not a lot of advertising, not a lot of giving it to um influencers, gaming influencers and stuff. They love that. They little people, and then it just spreads word of mouth. And it's worked for them. So
It's
but
worked.
it has worked for them, yeah. But it at that point it's just up to them. Because once again, unpredictable. But if they were to do that, I think there is a huge benefit. I think there is a huge benefit, especially it would be a big service, in my opinion, to the gaming landscape if they were to expand more and push this. Because right now, with what we're experiencing, with the delays, with the issues, etc., this, that, and the third, there needs to be something better. There's something better has to come because what we have right now is not cutting it, and they're not doing it. But that's up to them. And that sucks. That sucks because I feel like they're just not going to do that. Because like right now, like for example, TF2 is their biggest besides what's the other game, like Half-Life. Besides Half-Life, TF2 is their biggest game. People love it till this day. What?
I mean, it's one of their biggest games. They have a lot of big games.
They have a lot of big games, but
Like,
T
they let us not asleep on Left 4 Dead 2. Right now, if you were to look at Left 4 Dead 2, I'm sure there's 15,000 people playing right
yes,
now. Left
yes.
4 Dead 2. That
But
game is
as
still going. And Portal, the Portal franchise is
Portal
very
as
popular
well.
too.
Portal as well.
You
Yeah,
know?
a bunch of good games, yeah. But the way that they just do it for each and every one of them is just always low key. Deadlock right now, even though it's still in beta, they're still working on it and whatever, it's not hitting that market. And I feel like I'm so worried. I mean, I don't know. Because I wasn't aware of them until TF2 type of stuff because of my brother, because he loves TF2. Um, so I don't know like how the way that they're doing is going to affect the life cycle of the game because I can't play a game that's not ready yet for too long because I'm gonna get bored. I'm gonna get burned of it, and I'm worried about all these big people that are playing it right now. They're going to get burned by the time it gets out, and then who's gonna push it then, or how much further is it gonna push until then? But with this, it's just like they're so low key, like they don't want to be that competitor for some reason. Like I don't know. The guy, like I love it, but I hate it. It's like, what can you say to it? What can you say? Uh, maybe something will happen when they release the Steam Deck 2. which they will be. They teased it a little bit in their announcement.
Do this.
Huh?
Riddle me this, Batman.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm Batman. Yeah.
What is a console launch without a console launch exclusive game?
They can't do that on PC. Really?
Well, okay. And it's not that it's gonna be exclusive on. It's I mean, once it's on Steam, it's available to Steam for everybody. But like, what's like the big game? This is new hardware, right?
Yeah.
Whenever something is a new piece of hardware, people want to be like, what's the main thing I'm gonna be doing on this thing? You know, like when I got my Series X and I moved it from the Xbox One, it's like cool. I got the same game. There was no, Halo wasn't out yet. I was playing the same games on a better hardware, and it was the same experience. It's better, right? Whenever there's new hardware, people want to be like, okay, what's the new thing I can do on it? I can only do here. Not only do it here, but like I can do it best here, right? Do we think they can release Half-Life Alyx 3, the game people have been waiting for 20 years for this? Granted, once it's on Steam, it's on Steam, it's on all platforms. Any PC can play it. But SteamMachine verified. It's the game people were playing, waiting for. It's like, hey, and again, you could play it on your current PC. No one's forcing you. But do you think they will release any new title for a console? But at the end of the day, this is trying to be a console, right? It's the little GameCube. It's literally a GameCube.
It's small. But no, I don't think okay. I don't think it's a console. I don't think it's a console. I think it has the features of the ease of use of a console.
Okay. Let's answer that question. Riddle me this, Batman.
Uh,
What is a console? What makes it a console versus how is not every console a PC light, right? What is a defining factor that makes an Xbox versus a console, or a PlayStation versus a PC? What is the
you
defining factor?
you cannot use it like a normal PC.
In what way? Well, specifically make that clear.
You can't like
Are
you
you just saying, oh, because you can't use a file system? There's files. You can't access the internet. You can access the internet. You can go on a browser on both of those devices. What are you looking for on a
but
PC?
it's not
You can't.
optimal.
Oh,
It's not optimal. That's not where you go to get the best experience for those uses. You go to experience to be the use for games.
for those uses, okay, for those uses. Now we're saying this thing is supposed to be
Oh Lord.
optimized for gaming, so it won't
Uh-huh.
be the most optimal for those other uses. For those other uses. So how is this thing not a console? How is this thing not a console? Riddle me that, Batman. Chat. Where you at, chat?
It's a computer. It's a computer. It's a PC. It's a I don't know how to answer
You
that.
can plug in your Xbox. Okay, then it's
Okay.
not. That means there is no answer. They are the same. This thing is trying to be a console at the end of the day.
If that's true, Valve themselves said it's a PC. Yes, they did. If that's true, then what is stopping what everybody has, a laptop or desktop, or even people who build PCs to be their main entertainment system for their living room? What stops them from calling those things consoles? It's not like, but it's not like I call, like, for example, like my old, like a PS4. It's a console, it's used for games, but I
You
use it
see,
for watching movies. Am I gonna call it a DVD
okay,
player? Uh-huh.
you could. You absolutely could. You actually absolutely could.
Ah,
But you actually absolutely could. You know, let me tell you. You see, the reason why the Riddler is the Riddler is because he's got the answers to all the riddles, right? He's got the answers.
mm-hmm.
Are you here for this chat? Ready for this? The software. It's the closed ecosystem. It's the closed off. It's not the ability to do whatever you want, however you want on the device, right? Also another big thing of the consoles that they're a one SKU type of device. You're not being able to customize the device. You can't open it up and say I want to change this part for that and this and that. That's also, we don't call our phones PCs because our phones are essentially computers, but we can't do all those things. You can't open up your phone and change all these things around, even though your phone does everything. We have phones that are more powerful than a lot of laptops, right? But the main difference between a phone and a laptop and a PC is that the computer can be opened up and you can change out all the parts and do whatever you like. You can't do that on a console. You can't do that on a phone. And you cannot do that on the Steam machine. The only thing you can do on the Steam machine is put an SD card in. You cannot change anything in the Steam machine. It is a closed system. That is what makes it a console. The closed system. In a pre-built PC, you can still open that thing up. You can still open that thing up and get someone to change parts around. You can't do this on this thing. You can't do it on a console. You cannot. That is what makes it a console. So they are absolutely going for that market because you cannot open it up to edit it, to make it customizable to your needs, to make it better. And because they are making an operating system that's going to make it super close that you don't need to leave the Steam OS to do something outside, to sideload something. Everything will be done right then and there in your face like a console does.
But it's
That is what
not
makes it a console.
but it's not priced like
Boom!
a console.
Batman!
Good answer.
Batman!
Good answer, but
Batman!
it's not priced like a console. So it's
What do you
unfair.
mean?
It's not priced
What,
like a console. If it's going to
what's
be
that
up,
price?
huh? The Steam machine. If it's not
Okay.
priced,
I love that segue. I love that segue. I love that segue.
if
Go.
if
I'm gonna let her go. Go.
if it's not going to be priced like a console, like you said, it cannot be compared to consoles because it's just not in the same bracket, right?
Wrong. 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 Wrong.
If
Wrong.
okay, if I okay, you
Wrong.
have okay, let's say, right? Let's say they start selling it at Best Buy at retail stores, right? A family comes in, they want to get, the next console, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
The child.
They
Yeah.
know they know the usual Xbox, they know the usual Switch, they know the usual PlayStation, and they know the prices for them. Then they're like, "Oh, what is the Steam machine? Oh, this is for PC games and stuff like that. You can do this, that, and the third. Like, you know how you have your computer, you can play those games. This makes it much easier to access that." They're like, okay, interesting. All right, so it's probably gonna be like $500-$600, whatever. No, the thing is like 800 up. That's a console. How are you gonna sell that? How are you gonna sell that? These people are conditioned. these these people are conditioned and what they expect, which is like in everything, what to expect for whatever is competing in that space. But when it's not, how can you call it that? So, what's your answer to that?
Oh my god, this guy is hilarious. Okay. Okay. Where's Discord? How do I open this thing back up? Hello, chat. You guys there? If y'all there, let me get you guys a super. Why did the light? I feel like I just got darker.
Yeah, you did actually.
Oh, okay. I don't change. Okay. You seem uninterested. You seem busy.
No, I just hear
Like,
my
like,
my dad playing "Sweet Dreams" is like one of my favorite songs. But yeah, was the answer.
I mean, if you're busy, if you want to go to something else, like go to your dance party,
I
you can
mean,
do that.
all right, guys, thank you for coming to this episode of Game. Yeah,
And
just
now I'm looking at your pissed off.
whatever. So, what's the answer? What's the answer? What do you have for calling it a console? Freaking Apple. What's a computer?
What are the computers? Thank you. Exactly. What is a computer? And I answered exactly what a computer was. I said it. I told you what a computer was.
Okay.
Okay. Because also on a Mac you can't do that. That's exactly what the difference between a Mac and a computer is. You can't do that. You can't customize it.
So is the Mac a
Boom.
console?
The type. It's a type of console. Their consoles are called Macs. Boom. Boom. Mm. Same way a phone is called a phone. It's not a console. Um, what was I gonna say? Okay, I remember. Well beyond. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
The PS5 Pro costs how much?
Uh, I don't know. 550.
The PS5 Pro?
Oh,
PS5 Pro.
7 something.
750.
Yeah,
750. And I said this thing should start at what?
799.
799. That's not that different. That's not that different. The PS5 Pro will go up exactly. Will go up. That's a $50 difference for something that can technically do better. That's technically something to do better more than the PS5 Pro can do in terms of like the access. It's not that different in terms of price. The next console for the Xbox, they've already admitted this thing is going to be a premium luxury device. Let's switch over to Xbox now.
Okay.
About what Xbox is quaking in their boots right now. Hello, can you hear me? Do I sound like closer to the mic right now?
Yeah, you're in our
Okay,
heads.
I'm in your brains. Okay. Xbox president, whatever her name is, Sarah Bond, not Phil Spencer. Sarah Bond. Phil Spencer's on top of Sarah Bond. Sarah Bond has already been on the her press tour and said that the next
I love
Xbox,
this
which we have
ASMR, I feel
already
the
come to
tingles.
assume is going to be this PC console hybrid. Let's make that real clear. PC console hybrid,
Okay.
right? What's gonna make it? How is it gonna be PC console? Because it's gonna be a console that plays console games, but PC games, but it still won't be a customizable object, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. We do love hybridization. I love this ASMR. I love the tingles. No problem. They've already said it's going to be a premium luxury device. They're making it very clear this their next proper console is not going to be in the standard console market price range. It's not going to have a 5. It's not going to have a 6. They just released the ROG Ally for $1,000. Right. Granted, that's not fully their product. That is technically an Asus product partnered with Xbox to run their OS. It's more Asus more than anything. But they just released the ROG Ally for $1,000. Best believe that the console is not coming under than that. Because the console is going to be more powerful than the ROG Ally. It's going to be what the ROG Ally can do, but more. More access, but it's not, you know, like an LCD screen, a 7-inch LCD screen. Guaranteed that the next console, minimum will be 1,000. Let's say it starts at 12, but they said it's a premium luxury devices. Mind you, there are laptops that start at $1,200. Whether they're Macs, they're Surface Books, all these things. These are, when we get to like the more premium brands, sure you can find like a cheap HP that might do everything you need to do for $400, sure. But we're talking about premium. That's what they said. She used the word premium luxury device. Mind you, we're talking about entertainment, video games. That thing is not going to be a minimum of $1,000. They've already made that very clear. So now let's say Xbox has their PC hybrid device, $1,200. Just guess ballparking. But the SteamMachine is $800. Get out of here. And how is that not competitive? Is that not competitive? B, that is the price range of what these things are going to be now. We don't live in a world where consoles are $500 anymore. That doesn't exist. The Switch 2 was $450. Get out of here. Come on. Come on. So yes, the family of 4 that has new kids, the 2 parents never bought a console themselves, but they're trying to get their kids into gaming. 800 is gonna be the new minimum. Unfortunately, that's the world we live in. That's the bar.
Man,
Absolutely.
y'all better start picking up a book. That's
Okay.
crazy. That is
Okay.
crazy. Yeah, that makes sense.
Boom.
We
Boom. Boom.
should
Boom.
live in that world. We should go back to that world. But yeah. Mind you, also not really pushing the envelope, by the way. and yet we're here at freaking because like the gaming landscape has not pushed the envelope at all, but yet the price is going up.
Yes,
So
yes, absolutely, absolutely.
so yeah.
Um, I just wanted to make another comment about Xbox. I think Xbox still has a chance to do something great. You know, at the end of the day, like because they're trying to do a PC hybrid console, and everybody knows the Xbox brand. And again, if Valve does not get stuff in stores, they're gonna hit a ceiling. There's a ceiling they can hit, right? Of how much they can sell. When it comes to Xbox, people know the Xbox brand. It's been around for over 25 years now. And there are still games that are only on PC, and there are still games that are only on Xbox. I mean, only on console, right? And this device will give you that. It will let you do both. When GTA 6 has been announced for November 2026, the Steam Machine comes out in March, allegedly. They said early, I'm assuming March, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you buy your Steam Machine day one. When November comes around, you cannot play GTA 6. You can play GTA 6 on a PlayStation and Xbox, but you can't play it on there. Granted, the new Xbox won't be out by then, but let's say it came out 2027, if they push back uh, GTA 6 again, which very real, could happen, right? On day one, you can play GTA 6 on your PC hybrid device. It can do that. So and again, Microsoft is trying to really perfect the experience of this, side loading stuff, opening other launchers in the same one launcher, right? While you're in the Xbox experience, you're opening Steam and Epic and the Ubisoft and the BattleNet all through the Xbox launcher. They're trying to really make that experience really as smooth and as easy as what we know what console experience is supposed to be. And Xbox is a brand, right? And they said luxury. So mind you, like who knows what other services they're gonna have, what's gonna happen with the controllers, but those things are gonna be bundled with the controller, right? The Steam Machine, it's like, oh, you want the one without the controller, well, what's the controller, right? At the end of the day, it's not gonna be as powerful. It straight up isn't. It's already coming out of brand new device coming out of old tech, right? It's not gonna be as powerful when the new Xbox comes out in a year, 2 years from now, right? So I think minimum $800, and we're looking at an Xbox at $1,200. And again, let's compare these two devices. Oh, before I even get there, when you were to talk about, oh, this is the price range. Oh, it's not gonna be priced like a console. It's kind of a wild range, but let me give you an example. You could buy a Ferrari for like $150,000, or you could buy a little Toyota Camry for like $25,000. But they're both cars. But one does something better. One goes faster, quicker, better. It's a better smooth ride. But they're both cars, so the price range can be crazy for the
But
same thing. Before I even started talking about the Xbox, when we were talking about like the base PlayStation that was originally $500, and if they had a console for $900, Steam Machine for $900, you're like, oh, that's way too much. That's not the console. They're two different things. One thing is better than the other. Same thing. But yeah, we're going back in. I think the Xbox will be around 1,000 or 1,200. This thing minimum $800. I would not be shocked if it touches 999. The real concern for me, to pivot again, is the theme frame. I don't know how they can be competing. I don't know how they could hypothetically have two 999 devices at the same time. Could they release the VR headset that comes with controllers and that little dongle for that super Wi-Fi 6 streaming thing to be 999 on top of the Steam Machine? That's 999. No way. One thing's got to eat it. I can't. And they can't make this thing, $1,500. The Steam frame, because the XR device, the Android one, is 18. Is it? I think it's 1,500 or 1,800,
mm,
right? And the Vision Pro is 3,500. But those are doing way more in terms of experiences, right? I was talking to my coworker today who works at Apple, and she was saying, I guess they don't sell that many Vision Pros. We were talking about why would I get a Vision Pro when I have an Oculus? Well, she's like, they're not the same device whatsoever. And the excuse the example she used, she was like, have you ever tried using the internet on your Xbox? Like, do you want to? Well,
That is good. That is
she's
so
like,
good.
have you tried opening up Edge on your Xbox? Like, do you want to go through that experience, like when you're using a Quest? When those things were made, the Vision Pro and the XRs were made to do those experiences from the ground up. When you're so easily able to do stuff, but like, sure, you can run the internet on your Xbox or your PlayStation, but is it what you want to do? Is that the way you want to be browsing the internet? No, you know. So I'm really
That's
interested.
good.
I can't I can't imagine because they said, I don't know if you saw, the pass through is only in black and white, so it's definitely not an AR device whatsoever. But they're like, oh, there's something you can add, whatever. But it has like
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
can make it color. I don't know what they're talking about. Like a chip you add.
They're going
I
to
don't
be,
know.
yeah. So okay, so pivoting to the frame the VR headset. Yeah, so it's going to be customizable. They're going to be developing stuff in house as well as open stuff for third parties to create, because the screen with the pancake lenses, all of that is one piece, so you can just snap it off, and then you can attach like more stuff to it, like better, I don't know, better speakers, maybe a better lenses. They're going to be releasing new lenses, and yeah, I guess color pass through, because they made the technology in it very, very clear. I don't know what the range is between the XR and the Vision Pro of how clarity and fidelity it is, but yeah, it's going to be customizable. It's going to come with stuff. So
I don't even think it said the frames were 120 hertz. I don't think they were. I could be wrong about that, but I feel like they weren't. But the
uh
XRs aren't 120 either. So
let me look it up real quick. Let's see. Steam frame FPS.
it would be refresh rate, not FPS. Refresh rate.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Excuse me. Refresh rate. Let's see what it is. So it has a refresh rate of 72 to 120 with an experimental 144 hertz mode. Experimental. The standard will go up to 120 hertz. Yeah. I'm just glad you're not eating crackers.
I'm gonna ask about it right now. I really do.
I want the controller. Yeah, I know you do. What's up, Bobby? Ooh,
I like the gyroscope of it. It's a fat controller. I wouldn't want to see how heavy it is. It's a big boy controller.
I think it's gonna be fine. I think it's gonna be fine. I was first off put by it by its look too, but I think it's gonna be fine. Oh, here we go. Beyond's gonna start. I think it's gonna be fine.
Well,
I like, yeah, I want that.
sorry, but okay. In my hypothetical world of the $800 of the Steam Machine, what do you think it would be, below or higher, the Steam frame?
Ooh.
Because mind you, this market is directly for the Oculus. This is not competing with the Vision Pro. I mean, hey, I don't know, but this the direct market they're going for is the Oculus.
I don't there's okay.
I truly am dumbfounded about. I don't know why. My thing about VR.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, if I can, hold
Go ahead.
the floor for a moment. I love the dream of VR. VR has been on the background for like 15 years now, right? Of slowly getting better, slowly getting better. And I love the idea that Valve is like in 2026, they're saying, we believe in VR. Here's a brand new device for VR, right?
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. But where's the support from the developers? Where's the big new games, the new content, the new experiences for VR? Okay, we have this hardware, but what are we doing? I think that device needs more so a big new game more so than the Steam Machine. You know, release Half-Life Alex Part 2 on that. You know, a new VR game. Let me see a TF2 or a Left 4 Dead VR game, right? Like, mind you, the thing can be standalone or you can be streaming connected to your console, your Steam Machine, or your PC you have at home. That type of device is a device like, okay, I get these things. These are experiences I want to experience, and that needs new experiences. Absolutely, more so than the regular just computer that or console that it is, right?
Okay. Before we get into pricing, the thing about the VR landscape and the dream that we're going towards, they're trying to go about it by so many different ways. The headset, the glasses, freaking all this stuff. The main thing that I think what the problem has been, at least getting like more of the general audience into VR gaming, first it was the titles and the expectation of what that experience should be. Then the third thing is the comfort. This I assume from the videos that I watched, I haven't really, maybe I missed it, I don't know, but they haven't really talked about the material, but the main thing that they've all talked about, what I want sword
And go.
I want sword art online level stuff when it comes out, I'll join. Exactly. People want to have an immersive, I don't want to be able to tell this from reality type of experience, which they are working on. We have a Yu-Gi-Oh thing coming. There's
Oh, Ready Player One.
exactly.
Ready
Yeah.
Player One. I'm ready for it.
Basically, they have a sort of online game in the works. They have a Yu-Gi-Oh game in the works, but moving around and all that stuff has always been what the dot hat MMO. Yeah, all that stuff has been like a setback. On top of comfort, I use my Quest every now and again, but I don't use it that much because it's heavy. It is, even with the head strap that I got, it's heavy. The Vision Pro, freaking heavy. It's made out of high premium materials, metal and glass. This one that I've noticed across all the videos, they said is the most comfortable without the strap. They put it on, they forget that it's on. Huge step, big step, which is even better in my opinion than glasses, than just putting on glasses, because you're gonna be more immersed. You're not gonna have like all that light around your face and da da da. Um, thank you, your pops, yeah. Um, but but the thing about the Steam Machine is that, yeah, they don't have a game to really throw you into the other step, which is an immersive game experience to really throw throw us into the future. We don't have that yet. No one has provided that yet. The Steam frame has become just something to replace your screen, which is what everyone else is saying. Replace your TV, replace your monitor. Yeah.
Mhm,
But the only thing that it does better is the comfort. That's big.
mhm.
That's big. So we just got to see how it goes from there. Now the next thing is, for the price that we're both stuck on, $500. It's not going to be $500. It's not going to
There's
be
no
$500.
way.
No.
There's no way.
Mm-mm.
I would actually. I might have to buy one of those $100.
I was like, I
What
was
are the costs?
pretty, I was pretty excited too. I was like, I will return before that warranty expires my thing, so I can
Five
get
hundred
that.
dollars for the headset, Benjo.
But
Five
but
hundred
that
dollars for the headset.
for the headset, yeah.
That's not happening.
Yeah, yeah. We're talking about the headset, the frame, the VR. Um, yeah, that's definitely the cheap. That okay. So okay. Okay.
Please. Really, this is not bad.
The pricing for this, to I don't think they're gonna eat anything. I don't think they're gonna eat anything. I don't think. I mean, it would be insane. It would be insane. Okay, okay, okay. So my pricing for this would be between 700 and 1,000. It cannot be more than 1,000 because you don't have pass
I agree.
through. You don't have pass through.
Yeah,
You don't have that, which is what a big thing that people really like. I like pass
and the
through.
Quest has that.
The
The
Quest
Quest has that
has that in full color and everything.
in full color. Hmm.
Isn't the Meta 3500? Yes. Um, we're
Yeah,
we're, we're trying to
yeah, but the Meta is Facebook.
yeah,
It's a whole different company who
yeah,
can eat that cost.
yeah.
$1 trillion company. Meta Valve is not $1 trillion company.
But Valve is really good on how they use their money and how they get their money back. So they may not be
Yeah,
eating anything. They'll make it as fair as possible for both sides. So I can see this being 1,000, 700, and 1,000. I can see that. Um, because once again, they're very confident on the comfort. It doesn't come with the strap. How about 5 doubloons?
well, five doubloons is $1,000 now. In case you didn't know.
Wait, actually,
Yeah, the balloon is very pricey. You're talking about a gold cloth? Yeah.
I don't think he's talking about gold. Knowing Rook,
Balloons are gold.
but I don't think that's
Rook
what
is a
Rook.
very knowledgeable individual.
He is knowledgeable. I'll agree. He's
But
knowledgeable.
do not downplay Rook's intelligence.
Okay,
Okay?
whatever. I'm not.
Okay. Well,
Anyways,
uh,
I have 700 to 1,000. Just competitive enough to make you think twice about the XR, but um not too competitive where it just kicks the freaking Quest out of the space. Um
the thing is,
why
the
is he-
thing is,
okay, hold
I don't think it's a problem. Like, let's say hypothetically, if this thing was $700, I think it'd be a great price. Genuinely. I think it'd be a great price. But at the end of the day, it's supposed to be a better experience than the Quest, right?
on.
In terms of gaming. The problem is the Quest has more features, like that pass through.
It has more features. It has a dedicated
For cheaper.
hub for
Mm-hmm.
cheaper, dedicated hub where
Mm-hmm.
you can meet other people. That does not include stuff like uh what's that game called? I forget that VR game, VR chat. You can technically video call people on it. I could call you on
Mm-hmm.
Messenger with it and stuff.
Yeah.
It has a lot of features. It does, and it's been out longer, so there's a lot more things more made for.
And it's in
Mhm.
retail. You can go to Best Buy and see it.
And you can
That's
go
the
to
big
Best
one.
Buy. That's a big
Everything's
one.
gonna go back to that.
Yeah.
Everything's gonna go back to that.
So
You
that
can go to Target
also
and buy a Quest.
affects price because they want it out there. Valve does not care too much. They want it out there, but they can take their time on it getting out there. But they got to make their money. So 700 to $1,000.
So you're a sick individual. You're saying this thing is 700 1,000, but you're saying the machine is between 5 and 8.
Because more people want that. That's more accessible. You cannot sell a VR headset to someone trying to get into it the first time. You can't. They're gonna be like they'll be like, you can trick them into it. That's a lot of people salespeople do. You can trick them into it, but their comfort, because you can trick them into it, they'll buy it, they'll go home, and then they're gonna come back and return and be like, this isn't really what you know. And then on top of that, I think they said it's not like something that you can go outside with. Like it's not something you can like put the Quest on a plane and use. Like this is like more of a home device.
No,
Um,
I don't. You're supposed to because it's a standalone device. You should be able to use it anywhere.
I when I
You
was
should be able to use
watching
it anywhere.
Linus, was it Linus?
No, Dave. I think Dave said you can.
Did he?
It's just like
S-
yeah. It's just like the pass through. Yeah, it's black and white, but
I
it's not
don't.
meant for pass through whatsoever. It's not meant for
Right.
pass through. Absolutely. But like you should be able to, if you're sitting somewhere like at a park and you don't care about someone like jumping you or something, you don't care about your surroundings, but or if you're on a plane, you should be able to use this device perfectly fine. That's what this device is actually intended for. For somewhere small, contained, If you're like at a library, that's what those devices are actually for. You're not
I'll
gonna go walking around with it,
I'll double
but
check on it. I I feel like someone said that that's not really what it's meant for, which is crazy because it's so light and comfortable. It should be able to. So we'll see. I'll double check on that. But I feel like it's a much harder sell. I mean, the Quest itself is a hard sell, you know? When people
it's a hard sell, but it sells. It does sell.
it sells, but it's still like people will get their freaking console, you know? Like out of like what you me I mean yes I have one, so me out of let's say everybody you in the chat, I'm the only one with one. It's not like it's not like a big thing.
Person.
Hmm?
Aside from you, I know one other. Aside from you, I know one other person who has one.
But like exactly, one other person. I don't know anybody else that has one besides me. So um it's a hard sell. So the Steam machine is something that's more like this is what you'll actually have. This is what people actually will get. When this announcement was out, people are like, Steam machine. Yep, I don't care how much it is, I'm getting it. There wasn't I don't think there was that type of thing for the frame. Now there is a community for the frame, like people that got the Hive, right? Like there's a I know there's a community for that. I know they will get it, but they're smaller than this. So they want the Steam machine out the door for sure. The other one is just like, it's there if you want it, we'll be happy if you get it. But they're not pushing it. They're not pushing anything, but that they're definitely not pushing it. The controller's gonna sell. Bobby wants it immediately. The Steam machine's gonna sell. The Steam Deck 2 is gonna sell. This is gonna be like a, you know, so that's why they'll be more comfortable pricing it higher. It's not gonna sell that much anyway. 700 to 1,000.
Venom is just Batman.
Yes.
Bios 101, who is like,
Steam Deck 2
the
take my
new
wallet.
he's the self-proclaimed PC gamer,
What
right?
now?
Has has left behind PlayStation and Xbox behind completely. Buys has a Switch to make fun of Pokemon, right? A kids game, and
What? Okay.
will Bios will Bios 101 get a Steam machine?
No.
Does it doesn't service you whatsoever?
I don't know. I don't need a Steam machine. I don't need it. I don't. It's
What about
nice.
your? I mean, having that ease of access to like on your main TVs in your living room, so anyone can use it. This cute little thing. It's also a very cute device. We haven't talked about that. It's a
It's
very
it. I okay.
attractive looking device.
I do like the design. I like the front face customizable. I love the light bar.
Yeah.
Um, in my home setup, my family, if I were to get this, not only will it be annoying to teach them how to use it,
I mean,
um,
it shouldn't be because it's a console. It's plug and go.
when we were using the freaking PS4 as a home thing, it was no,
Entertainment.
no,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
The
Okay.
amount of times like they eventually got it, but no, no, thank you. I don't want to deal with that. They can use their Roku and Google Chromecast. Okay, they're fine with that. That's fine. All right, cool. This I don't need it. Do I want it? I'm not there yet. I haven't even really seen it. I don't know what the OS does or whatever. What would make me want it? Because there's no need, therefore I have a want. If for me to want it, I want to see what the OS does, and then I want to see how much better games actually run on this thing versus my home PC. Because once again, Linux versus Windows. We got our issues, we have our unknown. If they can prove that this is truly a better experience, maybe I'll consider it. But again, that's gonna take time. Like I said, this is gonna be like a 3-year thing. It's gonna take time. I'm perfectly comfortable with my PC. It does everything I needed to do and stuff like that. If I start hearing like for example, Monster Hunter to this day does not work on PC. Oh my god. To this
Yeah.
day. That is crazy. does not work on PC. If
Well,
Monster
just get on
Hunter
PlayStation. Oh,
if Monster Hunter, for example, comes out on this thing and it runs like a dream, I will be start saving the money. I'll start saving the money because then I'll use this. Maybe there's a lot more variables because streaming and all that stuff, but it would give me the want factor, and then we'll get to everything else. Now, the only thing that I can see myself buying, like I want that, like I will buy that, is the controller for sure.
really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My Xbox controller, I got it right here. My Xbox controller and my PlayStation controller, surprisingly enough, my PlayStation controller does not work for a lot of games for some reason. I don't get it. My Xbox controller works for a lot of games, but it doesn't. There's problems with it wireless. I have to plug it in all the time, which is fine. But sometimes I would like to not do that. But with this, I know for a fact it's gonna work. It just like because I get all of my games on Steam, and Steam already has a controller overlay that I know will work on this because their last controller worked for all games. So I would definitely get that. Plus, it's future proofing it because of the thumbsticks. I don't have to worry about drifting ever. So yeah, it's
Allegedly.
uh no, no, no,
I mean, we're taking them for their word, you know.
no, no. I mean, yes, but in actuality, on paper, yes, but in actuality, it shouldn't be because the hollow sticks I've already proven they don't ever and the magnets, which is better than that, like the no. But yeah, but yeah, 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 that the controller for sure. So yeah, I don't need this Steam machine yet. There's like too many other things. Like I would have to see how it does with streaming. If I want to stream a game, like how is that gonna work? All that jazz. We'll see. I got to see more. But yeah. What about you? Are you enticed by the Steam machine? Which would be good for you because you're not really on PC.
The Steam Machine would be. I am the market the Steam Machine is for.
Yeah.
I am genuinely the market. Right? I'm a gamer who's really big fan of console gaming, who doesn't want to get into the hassle of what the scariness of what PC gaming has to offer. You know, a lot of PC games have been more optimized to work better, and if Steam is really running just Steam Machine verified games, great. And you know, like my one thing I'm scared about is like starting a new library because I have my library of games on my Xbox. But the main reason, the main thing that's really holding me off, it's I got that price, and I think it's very attractive. I think it's nice. I'm inclined. The main thing is I don't know what experience I'm looking for on PC. What game is on PC right now? For me, like I've always wanted to play, but I can't play on my Xbox. Like I'm not gonna play WoW, right? Like I don't know. I mean, I just don't know what game is there for me that I'm like I can't do on my Xbox right now. There is no. I know there are PC exclusive games or whatever, right? But I just don't. Maybe I'm not exposed to those types of games, or I just don't know. Like I'm not interested in like one of those like base building games where I need a mouse and keyboard. You know, I love my shooter experiences from Overwatch to Destiny to Rivals on my console, right? Um, I don't need, I'm not gonna be super sweaty and like I need the precision focus, and I will 1v1 any PC player in Rivals. Like, let's go. I was 1v1ing a penny the other day. Let's go. You know,
Amesis. Yeah. Continue.
Destiny can take that off, and I'm still putting in bars, still putting the bullets in. Okay,
Yeah.
the bullets are landing.
Amesis. This cold weather, just came out
Yeah,
of
yeah.
nowhere.
Um, but my thing is like I wouldn't know why I would be moving over. Like there would have to be something to be like, oh, again, same reason I was saying does there have to be a new game for the VR? I think absolutely, for sure, especially for the fact that it's a standalone device. There has to be VR. You know, the Vision Pro, the XR, and even the Quest. The Quest tries to get new games up kind of regularly. And the Vision Pro and the XR, they said these are experiences you can experience on these devices when you get it. I think the Steam Frame definitely, more so than the machine, needs a new game to experience on there. So I don't know. I just don't know what experience that I would be getting a Steam Machine for. Like I don't know any PC games really that be like I need that.
And
Like
it's
I'm
ki-
missing out.
and it's kind of sad at the same time because really when got my PC, I got my PC not solely, but the big reason was to play Star Citizen
That was
because
a big one.
that was
That
a
was
big
a
one.
big one. I know Star Citizen.
Yeah. I wanted to play Star Citizen, but then I learned how what they were doing and I was like that is such a waste of time, talent, money. So,
All the above. Mm-hmm.
yeah. But those type of things sadly are few and far between. Now, like the PC is great. It's very customizable, flexible, all this stuff, but it does have its issues. So, yeah, that's valid. That's valid. That's why for me, my experience, my reasoning to want one would be to see like how much better it actually does versus what I have.
And again, speaking to me as a gamer, I already have an Xbox library, and if Xbox really were to do this PC hybrid thing, I would. I'm more inclined to
You're
get it
more
through them
inclined to get that. Mm-hmm.
because, mind you, like the ROG Ally, you can play a lot of games, but there's a lot you can't play every Xbox game, right? But there are games that are console games, right? Or the ROG Ally, you can only play games that are part of the Xbox Play Anywhere that are both PC and console. You can't put up any game. And then again, I don't know how it's gonna be in the Steam machine, but there are some games because it's Linux based, straight up don't work, like Destiny, because of anti cheat, right? Like games like Destiny and Araka, you can't play on the Steam Deck because of anti cheat. They just straight up do not work, right? So and I'm like, okay, if it's running the same software, and I want the best experience of Destiny, a game I played 10 years in, I don't play it anymore. Make it very clear. I let it go. But Biosys playing Overwatch. But let me let it go. But like,
Wow.
I
Wow.
could that work? Like, would it work? You know, these are things people are not thinking about. A lot of companies straight up multiplayer games are not gonna work on these devices. A lot of these games people are playing are single player games. You know, they might have co-op, sure, but not like multiplayer. No one's going around talking about, oh yeah, I was playing WoW for 6 hours in my Steam Deck. That's not happening. But yeah. So I know
The
for a fact. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. I'm saying the potential is there. The potential is there, but they just got to prove it.
The
The
potential
potential
of
of the
potential.
of the of this platform. But
Yeah. And again. Mm-hmm.
yeah, if it does well enough, those developers probably would be inclined to like bring stuff like Destiny into the Linux system, which maybe they'll even realize, be like, hey, yo, this is a little bit better than Windows.
Maybe.
You know,
Sure. It's not an easy process. It's not like a 1-2
yeah,
flippable switch type
that's
of
like my
thing.
hope. That's what I'm saying. The
Yeah.
potential, like that's what I hope for.
Yeah.
So,
And again, at the end of the day, just genuinely wouldn't need a Steam machine because this PC hybrid should do everything the Steam machine can do, but better. Because it'll have better tech, it'll be stronger, and I'll still have access to my library of all my Xbox games
but
that's
but
been
would
curated over
but
the
would
past.
you not have your library because the Steam machine will be like they said it's a PC as well. Like you'll be able to have like the Xbox, like hold
The,
on, the
Mind you,
Xbox app
you'll be
thing.
able to play the Xbox games that are Xbox Play Anywhere. There are some games that are not compatible like that. Like
Mm.
I have the original Assassin's Creed Black Flag, right? If there's no PC version of that particular version of that game, I won't be able to play that on the PC, right? Or the ROG Ally. You know, perfect example. Like to this day, which is still crazy. An amazing thing Xbox has created is that smart delivery thing. When you just download the game, it downloads the right version. Whereas on PlayStation, you can still accidentally buy the PS4 version on your PS5. And
Yeah.
you're like, what? This is the wrong version.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
like what? For the fact they have not created technologies that make why you can buy PS4 games on the Xbox, the PS5 is crazy. Hey, I mean, maybe it's because you have multiple devices, like you have a PS4 in your room, but a PS5 in the living room. I don't know. It's the same ecosystem. I don't know, but it's like if I'm playing on PS5, I'm playing on PS5 version of the game.
At least it
Period.
should tell you, like,
You know,
warning you, like, hey, by the way, this is for the PS4
no,
version.
it's just like on Xbox, you can buy the Xbox One version of games like Hogwarts Legacy, and like there are two. It says it's very clear
Yeah.
thing, but it's like the console will always just make it automatic for you. You know, but I guess on Xbox they made it like one SKU, like it upgrades, whereas on PlayStation it's two different SKUs, so it's two different devices. But it's still really dumb.
Like
But that's the
upgrade
thing. That
for free?
for the most part, yes, it'll just do it. It'll make sure you get the correct one. That's what
Oh,
smart delivery was,
yeah,
right?
they just want money.
Um, but I was gonna say sorry, my booty was hurting. But so we have that problem now on consoles right now. You know, now we're talking about adding the PC version to it, so it still might not work. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like the PC hybrid of the Xbox is a better option for me because I can still access all my console games and the PC experiences that I don't have on console. And it'll be better. It'll be a stronger machine that's not doing upscaling to 4K. It's running true 4K. You know, stuff like that. I'm paying more for it, but it's supposed to be better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I don't know. And I could walk into Target and buy an Xbox. Can't do that with a Steam machine.
All right, guys, that was this episode of Get Your Game Sense Up. Let us know down in the comments or in the stream chat what you guys thought about this special episode of Get Your Game Sense Up over the Steam hardware announcement. And always remember,
Get your game sense up.